Hello, welcome back to Tech Online. It's me again, Sabit Christopher, to take you through today's topic, that is how to create a bullet chart. So today we're going to create a bullet chart. We shall create both vertical and circular as how you see them, and this will help you to ignite your dashboards. Inserting such a visual in your dashboard, it gives a good insight to the audience because any changes in the percentage of the actuals, you see that it adjusts accordingly. And also we shall also look at how you're going to set your color codings from 0 to 100 to give that good insight to the audience to know that this is low, this is high, and this is better. That is from red to green. Okay, let's start. If it is your first time to reach this channel, please consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, and I'll include a description to the file we are going to use in the description in the video below. Okay, let's start. Okay, I'm going to create another sheet, have the same data. That is, I'll just duplicate this for the matter of time. Okay. We have this duplicated. I'm going to delete the charts, and I'll call this one session. Okay, now the first things to take into consideration is where you will be picking your actuals from. So after getting that, it may be the data you're having or you're visualizing from a pivot table, and you have a percentage of your actuals. You can have it somewhere, then it's where your charts will be picking from. Then considering as I will show you, we shall be having also the blank portion. Let's say for the circular, we shall be having a blank portion. So if this is the actual, which means the balance, so that one is the 117. We're going to use 200 percentage for all the circular. Then we are also going to have consideration in the levels. We shall create, you can create these at any percentage you feel like. So for me, I'll go with 5 levels as how you see them. The 50 is the red, then I go to the amber, I go to light green, again darkened green, then the most darkened green, to show that that is 90 to 100. So you can have also such, but it is up to you how you consider that, any percentage, depending that it has to total up to 100. Then the other balance, which will be the bottom, now if it's for the circular, we shall also give it 100. So as I've already told you, for circular we shall look at 200% as overall. Then after that, we also look at how do we insert the target. You see that target marker, like here you see it is at 72. So which means if I change this to around 80, it will automatically change and the target marker will be changing. So we are also going to consider that. I will show you that. Then after getting the target marker where it is, you know there is a blank space before and a blank space after. So this is the blank before the target, which you see it is when this one is 80, this one becomes a balance between the one. We are going to give the target line a thickness of 1%, and that's what you see. So when you get this and this, you get 81. Then when you get the space or the blank before the target plus the target line, that is the percentage of the target line, we have to get where the target is lying. Now we also have to consider the blank after the target. This is it. From here up to the last, that's 100%, that is 20%. So from the blank, then the target line, and this should also give you 100%, as I have already said, and also the bottom will remain 100%. So that's the only trick you have to consider first. Then after that, the other things are very simple. Let's do it together. So these are the color codings I've inserted for you, the codes, the hex codes. It will be easy for you to pick. I think we are going to use also that. Now let's start. The first thing we are going to start with the vertical chart. That is the vertical bullet chart. So we start with the levels. For the vertical, I will not consider the bottom half circle. So for it, we shall just be considering level 1 to level 5. As you have already seen this, for it has level 1 to level 5. So, okay, this is select level 1 to level 5, go to insert, then you go to charts. I will insert this. You can first insert the column chart, or you can insert the stacked. All is giving the same. Then after inserting this, the first thing is we don't need the chart title. That is one, you delete it. We don't need the horizontal axis, we remove it. Then another thing, before we remove the horizontal axis, I want to show you. At the moment we have levels down, but we want levels stacked, which means you're going to go, your chart selected, you go to chart design, then you switch rows and columns. So after switching them, which means now these are our category series, that is level 1 to level 5. So now I can go ahead and delete the horizontal axis. I don't need it. Now what next do I need? I need to change this chart into a stacked column. So still your chart selected, chart design, go to chart type. Okay, now in the chart type we are going to select the stacked columns. So when I select the stacked column, this is what I get. I will do okay. Okay, we are going to reduce this. Before that, maybe I don't need the grid lines, delete that. Then what else don't we need? Okay, now let's first add the other data as we need. We have added the levels, that is number 1. Let's add the target, that is next. So yes, chart selected, go to chart design again, select data. We shall always have this dialog. We are going to add data, so I will say add. Then now the data we are going to add, the series name is the target. That's the target I'm adding. Then the series values, it's this. So this is where we shall be picking the value for the target. So when I do OK, it has added. When you check, it has added, but it is adding on top. We are going to align with that. Just give it time. A moment, we are going to check on that. Then the next thing is we are adding the actual also. We do the same. So the series name is the actual level. Then the series value, this is now the 23, which we shall be picking from there. So you can easily tell now that we have added both the target and the actual, and they are all stacking on top of it. So we shall do this okay. Now the next thing we are going to is we are going to do some formatting of the chart. So right click and format series. But before we go for the format series, the first thing is we are going to first change this chart type. So changing the chart type, so we want this chart type all to be stacked, but we need target to be something like a line passing through, or it can be a bar. Then the actual level, this one is going to be a column. This one will be a clustered column. So we shall change this to a clustered column. And when I change to a clustered column, I will first give it a secondary axis. I also change this to, now I'm changing the target into a marker. I will show you how we can adjust that for better. Then the other ones, we change them back to stacked columns. So I think here we go, that is it. So that is okay. Now you realize that the only thing we are looking at is only the actual. So what we are going to do first is select the right axis, right click and format axis. This time we want it to reach 100, that is 0 to 1. Okay. Then also reformat this to 0 to 1. We want the maximum to be 100. Oh, sorry, yeah, that is it. Now, again, I think we lose out our back to chart design, change chart. We have to put back the actual to clustered column and the others stacked. So I think this is it. Now the next thing, we are going to change the size of the levels such that they are bigger from the actual. You can start with the actual, move this, we are changing this to around, let's give us that gap size. Then you can actually reduce this. Okay, then we are also changing the columns. We can take this to 0 such that it fits up to the axis. So we no longer need the right axis, we can delete it. We can again increase on this a bit by reducing here on the gap width. Select this, reducing on the 3. Now this is all about the gap width. I think we can do that. That is better. We can reduce this the more. Now the next thing is we are going to do the changes in the color codes for the levels. So here we start with the low, that is the red. I will copy this. Now select this, go to format. This is the shape fill. I'm already having it here, but for you who's going to use those color hex codes, click on the more fill colors, go on custom, you'll always paste it here. So I'll do this quick. So when you paste it there, it has to change. So I'll do this quick since I already have the colors myself. So this is the amber, this is the amber used. Then I will change also this to light green. This is that was 2. Then I'll change also this to, that was 3. Then I'll change this to the last one, which was this. So you can go ahead and use the hex codes. They will help you to get the same visual we are having. So selecting this, we can go ahead and eliminate the border lines. So we don't need the border lines. Okay, also this, no border. All these, no border. No border. We just need it to fill in. Okay, no border. Okay, what next? We are going now to change the target line into a bar. Right click on this, format data series. We move to this, the fill and line. So we are looking at the marker this side because we created it as a marker. Now first of all, you have the marker options. Make sure that the marker options come to built-in and select the rectangle. So select that rectangle, increase the size to around 25. I think 25 may work for us here. We can also go ahead and just make it a 30 for visibility. I think this is better. Then we go to fill, we select a solid line. Still you can use the hex code, but mine was a black. Then the target line, this one, we don't need the border line. We don't need the border line. Okay, then the solid, something is hanging here. Okay, so we don't need the border line, and the solid, we need it as that gray. And I think now we have something at least to show. If I change this to 56 and if I change to the target to around 68, it will reduce that way. Okay, now what next? We are going to insert the marks on the axis. So we can do a format on this axis. So select the axis and bold this. You can bold this, and you can do all the other bits. Then right click on the axis and format axis, then move downwards. I will have to move this a bit such that it is visible to all of us. So this is the tick marks. So the tick marks, this time we are changing the major type to outside, you see, and the minor we are changing it to inside. So you see that at least it gives it a better visual. Okay, now what is next? We can remove the borderline from this. Just select chart, format type, and shape outline. We do not need the shape outline, and it is gone. Now let's insert the percentage on top, such that if the percentage changes, the audience already know which percentage we are at. For the actuals, so what do we do here? We go to insert. We are going to insert a text box. So this is my text box. First of all, I don't need the fill, shape fill. I don't need the shape outline. So select the edges of the shape, then select in the address box, the formula box. So the moment you do that, you are linking this text box to another cell to pick data from a cell. So I'll do equals to, then select on the actual level value, and it will automatically give me the 56. So go ahead and increase this, then change this to agency. I like using agency. Okay, agency FB. Then you can bold this and increase that. Okay, now we can put here this one on top. So the moment I change this to 76, you see it changes 76. The moment I change this to 89, it changes to 89. And if our actuals is at 95, and that changes. So such a visual is something very simple, but it plays a bigger role if it is inserted in your dashboard. And you can also use this in PowerPoint. We have a video how you can export graphs from Excel to PowerPoint, and all the visuals go with all the settings and all the configurations on the graph go with a graph in PowerPoint. The link is up on this video. You can click on it, or it will be inserted in the description. Go ahead and also look for that video. Now this is it for the vertical bullet chart. Now let's go for the circular bullet chart. Now still we do the same thing. We start with the level. For the case of circular chart, we are selecting all, even the bottom half circle. So selecting that, go to insert, and we are going to insert our donut chart. So you can do recommended, sometimes it may be there, or you can go to all charts, then pie chart, then this is the donut. So I'm using 365, but all from 2013 at least, you must be able to find a donut chart. So I will insert my donut chart. This is it. Now the first thing to do, I don't need the legends. I don't need the chart title. What else don't I need? Okay, first of all, I have to rotate this. The one you see in green, that is the you can select on it, and we just have a visual on it. So when you select this, the one you see in green is the bottom half circle. So we have to rotate such that it moves downwards. What do we do now? We just right click on this, right click on your chart, format data series. This is what we get. Now the angle of the slicer, we are going to rotate it by 270. So we shall rotate this one by 270, and we shall have the bottom chart at the bottom circle, half circle. You can increase the donut chart to around 60. We are going to use 60. 60 is better. That is it. Now let's start looking at how we can reformat this. First of all, you have to make sure that the bottom half is not going to be visible. So selecting this and fill. So I will have no fill for this, then no outline border. So this one is the red. So I will have solid and select this. I already have this, but for you can go ahead and use the hex codes. I've already shown you how you use the hex codes. Okay, now we go to the next. This is the amber. We shall need no line, and we need the amber number 2. Then This one is green number 2, and remember to remove no line. Even this one, no line. Then no line. This is number 3, and this is the dark green. That is the green and no line. So first of all, we have already done this. Make sure that all your selections, all your levels have no line, such that we don't have gaps. Okay, that is number 1. We have our first chart. Now we're going to create another chart, but this time we are going to pick the actuals. Or we can begin with the target. So beginning with the target, select the whole of that. So we are not going to include the target this time. We are going to include just, because already the target is catered for here, what is before and the target, which is 68. So we are selecting this and should be giving you 200. So when you select this range and insert, I'd put it somewhere here. So insert a donut chart. This is it. I'll just say okay. So we do all the other bits. Can do all the other bits. Removing the legends, remove the chart title. Do the same thing. Right click on this, format data series, put this to 270 and put this to 60. Okay, now I'm going to eliminate all the remaining and I'll remain with only the target line. So what do I do here? I will do all these no fill, and come select that one, give it a solid line of black, not so. And another thing, we don't need a fill for the chart area and we don't need a line for the chart area. So even the plot area still will do the same. I think that is it. So we carry our graph and put it here. So for now we can first give it a line such that you see the traces, but at some point we shall remove them. So when you check all these graphs, by default they are the same, so it will be easier for us to merge them. So this is our graph number 2. Make sure that you don't move anything. Now we move to our graph number 3, where we are going to have the actual. Select this, do the same. We are doing the same. This time we are still inserting a chart, and that is a donut. Okay, donut chart, and insert. This is it. We don't need the legend, we don't need the chart title, and we are going to rotate this by 100 and 270. So we shall do a 270. Okay, that's what we get. Then first of all, we don't need all of them. No line. Okay, first just a moment. So select your chart, then no line, no fill. Then I'm going to copy this chart and paste times 3. So you copy, just do a Ctrl C, then Ctrl V, Ctrl V. Why are we doing this? When we reach a point of moving, let me first remove the fill of the chart area and no line. Also the no fill. We can leave a line, no line for this. Actually, we can leave a line for the chart area, which is automatic. Now, what I'm talking about is if we reach a point of inserting this into our chart, we need to have the other one in the middle. Now, remember to have this at 60 as how we have done all the others, such that when we move it, we shall have to remove the there are now three donut charts. The inner one, which I'm going to give no fill, then the outer one, which I also give a no fill. So you understand the reason why we are doing a copy and paste time with such that we remain with the middle, which is going to clearly align with our graph. Now, we are giving this one a gray, so we shall select this. You can right click and format data point and change this one to solid line. We'll give it a gray, like this. So that is it. Now I think I can. Now the next thing, make sure that you don't have lines. You see all those lines, I don't need them. I don't need these lines, even for the third, even for the last one, I don't need the lines. Okay, now select the three graphs by pressing your control. Go to shape, then there is align center, then again align middle. So the moment you do that, you will have done the alignment automatically. So all the three graphs have overlapped each other. That's why I was making sure that they never had fillings and the shape fillings. So at the moment where I have reached, if I change this to around 56, you see the change is there already. And if I change my target to around 78, you see the target changes automatically. Now what next? I can copy the value. I've already shown you how to copy this value. I'll just press a Ctrl and shift this, copy this here. So remember now it is going below, undo, copying this value here. So we can change this. You can change the shape outline. Just click on that. You come on shape, then you come on change shape outline. You can change it to be like this. Then you can come and give it here anything like you feel. Yeah, it will suit this one. Then you go ahead and change the font to white such that it is visible. So you can go with this and you can reduce it for this time such that it is visible. Okay, that one is okay. So we center. Okay, now this is it. Now how do we create these marks 0 up to 100? So we can place the marks by just inserting a line. This, we can insert that line. Okay. Insert. I'm going to increase this such that we have some visibility for that. Then insert a line. I'll press a shift such that it is straight. So this is it. Then I will thicken this. I think this is better. I can thicken that. Then now what next? We copy and paste this. Copy, paste. So we are taking this one to 50, and here we are going to rotate it. So right click on this, or you can rotate from here. You say more rotation options. Okay, then we shall have to rotate from here. So we are rotating this to 90 such that it is vertical. I think you see now how it is. Then copy the same, copy this. We press a Ctrl. Okay, now that's why we have an issue. We are selecting the graph. I'll have to undo this. So we shall copy this and paste. So if the selection becomes a problem, you can always come on shape outline. Okay, we are copying this, copy paste. So we are moving this here. can align it there. Now we paste another one, which we are going to have at this point. Then we shall paste another one, which we shall have, sorry, this one has delayed a bit. Now we are going to rotate this. We shall have to rotate this to 45, and we shall have to rotate this to 135. It's just a matter of 0, 45, 90. Now let's align this. I will zoom in again. When we do 25, we must have that is aligned. Then when we do 75, okay, this is aligned. So we can have exactly this. We use it here. Now I will reduce this size to around that. Then have this one as a 0. So I'll have this as a 0. And this is 0%. Then we copy paste. So that is 0%. Now I'll make this one quick. We can reduce this term more. Okay. Then you can go ahead and change this now to 25. Reduce this term more to around 9. Okay, copy and paste this here. Then this to 75. Copy and paste this here. Then this to 50. That is to 50. So 50 here. And finally we shall have 100. Shall have 100. Okay, now this is it. Let's try out our chart. So when you change this to around 45, it will have to change to 45. When you change your target to around 87, our target will be changing to 87. Okay guys, that is it. Thank you for being with me up to the end of this video. Again, if it is your first time to reach this channel, consider subscribing. Hit that red button. Give us a thumbs up if you find this helpful to your daily work routine and designs of reports. And remember to leave a comment and share with a friend. It may be helpful. Bye bye. I see you in another video.